Okay.
You recently invested in a mental health business, correct?
I did.
Why
I did. We did.
why
We did
mental
as in
health?
Diamantina did because, like I said, it's something that's very close to my heart. I see a lot of my friends, and I see a lot of them, their children having anxiety problems right from the age of 12 onwards. Then there's no end to to the upside of it. But as young as 12 and 13, the innocence is lost. You're going to school, and girls especially can be cruel. So, girls have the least resistance. You always see them anxious about something or other, and they shouldn't have to take anxiety pills and worry about what's going to happen next, and where they're going and what they're doing. Like I said, academics is not the only way to go. I find the parents put too much pressure, maybe sometimes social media, whatever the reason is. I'm not able to pinpoint. I'm saying get some help, get to somebody anonymous, talk to somebody who can actually, from a younger age, get into your head, so you don't need to go down that road. You don't need to spiral down.
Hello, and welcome to Indian Explorers. In this podcast, we talk about Indian success stories. The optimism, patience, idealism, and courage of these explorers is what we want to bring to life in our conversations with them. I am Sabrina, and together with my co host, Amit Noble, we will get to understand the journey of our guests and what drives them. So if you enjoy the show, I hope you have been. Please subscribe, share it with others, and help us find our next guest. Good morning, Amit.
Good morning, Sabrina. How was your weekend?
It was great. Very relaxing. How was yours?
Cold.
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 Oh, yes. Yes, we're
It's
opposite.
it's about 1 degree centigrade over here.
Any idea what that is in Fahrenheit or no?
What is it?
I'll
Plus
Google it.
18 times 5 divided by 32.
We
God
should know
knows.
that.
I think around mid-30s.
We're
Mid-30s, early
Indians. We
40s.
should know that.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, that's cold.
Yeah.
Well, we had a pretty mild May, which is odd for South Texas, and it hit about 100 degrees Fahrenheit this weekend, so it
Wow.
was pretty hot. Yeah,
Wow.
it's just gonna keep increasing the temperature. So
Got it. Got it.
yeah,
Sabrina, I wanted to try something new today, if you don't mind.
okay,
Yeah.
let's do
I
it.
wanted to talk, it's an idea I got from a podcast that I listen to called Pivot, which
Okay,
has this Professor Scott Galloway and the lesbian tech journalist Kara Swisher. It's a top 10 podcast in business. I don't know why I said lesbian.
I
It's
was
okay, right?
wondering the same thing. Why'd you say that?
I don't know. I guess because she's known to be a lesbian, and she's also known to be the top journalist in the world. I got nothing against lesbians. We all love lesbians. Men love lesbians. Women love
Yes, it's
lesbians.
Pride Month in the US. I don't know if it's around the world, but it's Pride Month, so we love lesbians.
We do. We do. We love everybody. Okay, so nobody cancel us. So they have, towards the end of the show, they have a segment called Wins and Fails. And
Okay.
the wins and fails could be anything that made you happy or you think that was positive to humanity. And the loss, obviously, is the failure. So if I
Okay.
tell you what's your win and failure of the week, can I put you on the spot and ask you?
Yeah, of
Go for
course.
it.
We said we're
What's your
going to be
win?
honest on this show. So,
What's your win?
last week I got a lot done, especially. Can we make it personal?
Of
Personal?
course. Of
Okay.
course we
So,
can.
last week I got a lot done. As you know, my husband and I have a startup called the Five Spheres of Fit. It's a lifestyle strategy, and I started getting a lot done. I felt like I got a lot done on my checklist, which is always good for personal growth, to get things done. We started posting videos about what the strategy is. So, yeah, not
Nice
not
plug.
very exciting for other people, but exciting for me that we got a lot done. And my failure has to be,
Hold
I,
on. My
oh,
turn for my win.
go, 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 go.
We
Yes.
finish the wins first. We had the positive,
Okay.
then we go negative. My
Okay.
wins is Messi, and I don't know if it's Messi or MLS. Uh,
Okay.
I just checked Inter Miami, where he's decided to play next season. We all thought he was going to go to Barcelona for that one last dance,
Mm-hmm.
and he turned that down. And he's going to the Inter Miami, which is a club owned by David Beckham, Sir David
Yes.
Beckham, right?
Yes.
So they've just gone from 1 million to 7.8 million followers on Instagram the moment they've
Yep.
announced that he is signing for them. But that's not the win. The win is the amount of money he's going to make, right? So he was offered supposedly by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia close to $400 million a year.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo Cristiano went a couple of years ago. And last week or a couple of weeks ago, Benzema of Real Madrid also announced that he's going to Saudi Arabia. So everyone thought Messi would follow, these big stars from La Liga and go join the Saudi League. And what he ended up doing was signing with the Inter Miami, but he did it with the help of Apple and Adidas. Can you believe
Okay,
that?
I did not know about the help from Apple and Adidas. Tell me more about that.
So I'll explain to you. So he's getting a revenue share of all the new subscribers that are signing up for the MLS Pass on Apple TV Plus. He's
That's
getting a share of
genius.
that, right? Think of Taylor Swift and the type of deals she does. It's now gone to football and
Another
professional
level.
stars. And Adidas, he's already had since 2017 a lifetime contract with them. But now, you know how Nike, Adidas, they have divisions. They have a hockey division, a football division, a basketball division. So any incremental revenue that comes from the MLS and soccer division of Adidas, he's going to have a percentage of that as well.
Yeah, some profit sharing.
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
genius.
Sabrina, they say that at the end of his 2 or 3 years at Inter Miami, he's been offered ownership in the club. The club today is valued at over $500 million. And in 2026, the World Cup is co-hosted in America. So by then, the value of the club might even hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a share of that as well.
I do have a question for you. What do you
Yeah.
think this will do for soccer in the US?
I actually think it's going to be game-changing. I think it's going to be not just the Latino kids now that are going to follow, the MLS. I didn't know MLS already has more attendance than hockey games and basketball games. But obviously, those are indoor arenas, which are smaller compared to
Exactly.
football.
Yeah. It has to be a percentage
Yeah.
that they're
So
talking about.
I believe it's 22,000 people per game attended the MLS last year. Just to give you an idea, the Premiership, the EPL, which is the most successful league in the world, the average is 45,000. So we're not that far away. Yeah.
See, and I didn't realize it was that close in numbers. What I wonder is, Pele came many years ago to play, and
70s,
then
right?
I think it was the 70s, and then
Yeah.
Beckham comes and plays in LA. And these are all, they've come, even Messi, I mean, he's not at the beginning of his career. He's at the tail end, right?
100%.
Yes. So will this bring other young star soccer players from around the world to the US, or does this do what Beckham coming did, which is it'll bring more
Glamour.
glamour, but does that really elevate soccer in the US?
I
I
think
hope it does, but
I
let's see
think they follow
what.
the money. I think we got to follow the money. Why do the athletes in America go to the American football or NBA? Because they get paid more. I think people follow the money. So speaking of
Absolutely.
following the
That's why
money,
we need more stars from around the world to come to the US and play soccer, I think.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
And I
going to
hope
click very
Messi
well.
coming does that.
Yeah, I think I was with a chat with some Americans, and I actually said that I think America might actually make a semifinals of a World Cup in our lifetime. And the
Oh,
Americans in the group said no chance. And I was like, no, I think,
really?
yeah, the Americans were thinking no chance.
I
And I
think
thought,
this World Cup showing for the US was so much more advanced than what they've done in the past. They showed so much more talent and skill
yeah,
than what we've seen in the past. So I have hope for that
yeah.
in
And I
our
thought,
lifetime.
and especially since the women team is the best team in the world.
They're amazing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, so speaking of following the money, my fail is what's happened to golf this week. Do you know what happened with the merger of Live and PGA, or what that is?
I do. I do know what happened, but give us a little recap.
Let me put it in a context which I think will be easier to understand. Imagine if the Saudi kingdom went to the NBA and told Giannis, Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, Jimmy Butler, 26 of the best 100 players. That's exactly what the stat. 26 of the top NBA players, they went up to them and said, hey, listen, you're making 20 million, 10 million, 5 million a year. I'm going to give you 80 million, $100 million, $200 million a year. And we're starting a new league. Let's call it ABN. Yeah, not NBA, ABN. And then the same Saudi government goes to LeBron James and Steph Curry. Let's talk about 1 and 2. And offer them $1 billion and $500 million a year. And Steph Curry and LeBron James say, you know what? The NBA has been good to us. We're sticking around. So that's what happened with the PGA and Live. Live is with the Saudi investment.
Right.
And Tiger Woods and Rory, which are the top two golfers, stuck with the PGA. And then the other golfers like Phil Mickelson and a couple of other young guns, they moved to Live, right?
Live, right.
And what happened now, the chairman of the PGA, Jay Manohan. So imagine the chairman, what is it, Adam Silverman of the NBA?
Silver.
That's his name, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine he's gone and negotiated with the ABN, i.e. the Live. And actually, we don't know how much money he's got, but he's decided to merge the entities, and the players now have to play together. So in the same tournament, you're going to have Phil Mickelson, who took $300 million, with Rory and Tiger, who didn't take any money. And all of a sudden, you want them to become friends and play together.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the PGA sold out on their players.
Correct.
After criticizing the ones that left to the LIV.
Correct. And Sabrina, the way they criticized them, because it was Saudi money, Jay went on TV and said, you know, how can we go? The Saudis invested in, they backed the terrorists of 9/11.
9/11.
You know, the Saudis killed the guy, the journalist in the embassy. What's his name? Jamal? I don't know his name, but you know what I'm talking about? The guy that they chopped off his body in the Saudi embassy.
Yes. Okay. I don't know his name.
So the number one guy in Saudi, right? The MBBS, he runs it. Apparently he takes a call. So Jay used those type of, discussion to say, hey, how can you even think about accepting the money? And here we are a couple of years later. He's not only accepted the money, he's merged the two together.
Partnered. Yeah.
He's partnered with them. So I think
it's like you said about soccer, money talks, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's and no matter what, the PGA, they criticize the LIV or the players going to the LIV because we're talking about a culture that is, doesn't follow human rights, doesn't care about women's rights, and now here the PGA is partnering with the LIV, which is pretty pathetic, I think.
I think if money's on the table and someone's giving it to you to do what you love doing, I would take it.
So we're talking about money versus morals now.
You know what? I would take the money. I'm sorry. I would take the money. Yeah, you have no influence. It's like the whole country's not bad. What if it wasn't Saudi government? What if it was the Chinese? Would the US government and European governments allow them? Yeah. Why are they so anti the Chinese and not the Saudis? Anyway, this could get into a nasty geopolitical discussion. We're not here to do that.
We could go on for an hour, right?
Yeah.
Talking about sports, money, and ethics in it.
Correct. So let's jump on to our guest today. Our guest today is in the jewelry business. I'm going to bring him on in a second, but I want to tell you why I asked him to join the pod. For those who don't know, Sabrina and I decide. We choose who we want. If we know them, even if we don't know them, we'll have a call with them. And if we think they have an interesting story and something that's going to inspire our audience, or even if light entertainment, we are willing to have them on. We're not looking at just financial metrics or anything like that. Yeah. So the jeweler's name is Amrit Mahtani, and I've known him for decades. He's been our family jeweler ever since I've known. And every time I've met him, the last 10 years before Chile, I was in Bombay, and I would meet him a lot. And every time I met him, I would find the most hardworking, disciplined, and natural salesman. So there's some qualities that I really envied because I thought he was just a natural salesman. So because of that, I want to bring him on and ask him about his sales skills.
Hi, Amrit. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks, Amitu. Good to connect after so long. It's been a while.
Have you met my cousin Sabrina?
Never had the pleasure before.
No, hi, how are you?
Good, Sabrina. Good to see you as well.
Good to see you. My mom has met you, I think, many years before, so we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll come back to you. We'll circle back to that.
Sounds great.
So, Amrit, I have a confession. I feel very close to you. I'll tell you why. You were the first person I told that I'm ready to settle down and get married. In fact, I even bought my engagement ring with you. And I wanted to say thank you because when I went to see you, I went with a certain budget and you never tried to upsell me. You never said, I know your dad. Don't worry about it. This one's on credit. Dad will pay me later, a year later. Maybe he'll forget. You said, you know what? This is your budget. Here are the choices. I think it was the lowest purchase you've had in the year. And yet you made me feel special. So thank you.
Bro, your money, you're getting married, you're spending your own money, has to be within a budget. Dad can always do whatever he has to later. But for everybody who comes to me, and especially if you're getting married, and the man, he has to spend for the ring himself. That's very important.
Yeah. And I just saw my wife half an hour ago and I noticed she had the same ring on. And since then, I think my parents have given us something slightly more valuable, so to speak. Yet she still wears the one I gave her. So thank you for that.
It's a sentiment, boss. She loves you and you love her. That's why she's keeping it on, right?
We've been married 10 years. Yeah, let's not go there, Amrit. Yeah, let's take it slowly.
Okay.
Take it slowly.
Stronger, definitely, but we won't go there. We'll come back to that in another private conversation.
Yeah.
Done.
So, Amrit, I hear how you've grown a successful business, and we'll talk about that. But I want to start at the beginning. You had mentioned to Amitu that you weren't academically inclined as a kid. So let's go back to when you were a kid and tell me about that. You weren't into school, correct?
So, born in Calcutta, 62, went to a Christian school. The first 10 years of my life, it was Christian school, strict upbringing, literally get whipped, with a belt strap and all that for your grades if they're not up to par. Very sporty. And then due to business, my father and the whole family moved to Bombay. It was a rude shock because I didn't want to at that point of time. But now, 2020 vision, I came back to a school that was not inclined to sport at all. It had barely no play fields or anything. It was a ramshackle building actually. The academia was actually quite good, so I'm not complaining about the studies, but lacked discipline, lacked a lot of stuff. So it was a shock when I came from there to here, but that was the only school that would have us. Midterm, you move suddenly, mid-year, and my cousins over here were already in that school. Got easy to get in there, but I think academics went straight downhill from there because there were too many. Because of the discipline in school, I don't think I was prepared to study. And also, Bombay brought the latent talent, I think, of being street smart. Tend to understand what people are doing. Everyone's pulling a scam. Back then, it wasn't so in your face, but subtle enough to pick up on it. And I realized that's what was, I think, one of my skills. And then education was getting through school, 9th and 10th standard. I remember science and math were my weakest points. I literally, I think studied the last month, never got really excellent grades, but got from the 10th, went into college. College was easier because it was commerce, stuff I liked, accounts I could deal with. Some years were really hard. And the years that were hard, I remember going to my father and saying, this is bullshit. I want to make money. And it's just to waste my time because it's not really going to get me anywhere. And he said, okay, we'll make a deal. You study. If you fail, it's going to be embarrassing for you. You feel to, fail a year and your friends get, it was all that stuff. But luckily, I actually got through college and not the best grades. Some years were good, some years were not so good, but got through college. And shockingly so, I didn't see that degree. I'm going to digress a bit. From 1984, when I graduated, to now, never needed it, never saw it. Last year, I was going to Dubai and was making a career move to go to Dubai. And the one thing that the Dubai government said that are you a graduate? Literally pulled that certificate out, and that was an important part to get the visa to Dubai. So that's
Really?
amazing. After 84, cut to almost 2024, the only use my degree has ever been to me. But
Wow.
it's true.
That's interesting. But
Amrit, I
you,
want to know. Yeah, after you, Sabrina.
I was going to ask you, you're in college, but you started training as a at a diamond facility when you were 16. Did you just fall upon that trade or it was a family in the
No,
family?
it was a family business. We had a small store
Okay.
in Kulaba. Um, but none of my father or my uncle were pretty much running it. No formal, they had no formal training in diamonds because Calcutta was gold. Diamond became the go-to jewelry to buy for the Sindhis and the Punjabis and stuff like that. So they fell into it. I thought we needed a little more formal training. Between the 10th standard and the 11th, you have a 6-month gap. So instead of actually going on holiday or something, I just felt I needed to learn and get an early start on everybody else. So I went to a diamond factory when I was 16, learned cutting, did all of that. I thought that I definitely need to be fundamentally strong if I wanted to sell anything. So that's how I got into it. And then side by side, 16 to 21 till I graduated, I did a lot of diamond brokerage. In fact, I was selling to my store because it was a partnership. I said, I'm not selling to you for free if I'm not making any money. So, by all means, buy from me if I'm able to compete with the market, but give me a chance. So a lot of my 16 to 21, when going to opera house, sitting and having tea with brokers, on the street trading. In India, those days, there was a whole street that people who couldn't afford offices used to trade 3 carats and 4 carats of diamond on the street. So, that whole bandwidth was wonderful growing up. And that's what led me into it.
How did you become this sales like magnet? Like, I've always found you, like, whenever I asked mom, let's go buy diamonds or jewelry or whatever she wanted to do, she would only go to you. Like, that loyalty that I find your clients have towards you, how did that come about?
So yeah, so I'll tell you, talking is a skill. It's a talent. It's inborn. You can nurture it. You can hone all your talents, but a certain part of it that gives you that extra edge has to be within you. For any great sports person, for any great scientist, beat any forum in life, beat any field, I think a lot of it is just inborn. You have to have that extra little bit inborn in you to take it to that next level. So talking was a good thing with me. I was always interested in the English language, so that was a strong subject for me. Reading a lot. English was writing essays, the debating team. I tried it all, and that was my forte. But one thing my father taught me earlier in life when I started, my father gave me control right away. So I've learned from him as to delegate as well. So the minute I got into the business, he gave me control. He said, go do what you want on specifics. Be ethical. I mean, you have to make money. The client realizes you have to make money. So he said, don't try and push your product. Make a relationship with the client. The business, the money will follow. So always make the relationship, and I think that honesty shines through. When you talk to somebody, somebody can tell your tone. When you're upselling or you're hard selling or you're just subtly saying, this is really good. And you don't give the same advice to people. So very often clients are sitting me, talk to other clients, they're sitting in the background. My salesmanship or my comments can't be the same random. They have to be tailor-made to the client who I'm talking to because I know her and she trusts me. So I think it's a mix. There's no extra credit. It's just that you hone what you have and you make your relationships. And that's what's held me in good stead in all the years. Because your parents are very good friends. I mean, you know what? They buy, they don't buy, they're best of friends. So, and eventually they will. I mean, I can't be that bad. I can't deliver what they want. So,
When you first started, you're with the family business,
mhm.
and there was a turning point in your family business where you started to branch out of India, correct?
Yeah. So, actually, not out of India. In 1982, we had a rather unfortunate accident where we were four partners. My father had three partners, a brother and two cousins. And there was a store in Calcutta, there was a store in Bandra, and there was a store in Kulaba, which I currently work out of even now. In 85, 86, 85, I got married in December, really, at 22. I was a baby. And 86 was a point of time when one of my uncles came and arbitrated. He said, you know what, there are three of you left now, and there are three stores. I see no sense in, you know, combining profits. You are three partners. One of you is already sitting in Bombay. Another one, if you can move to Bombay. And the third one is in Calcutta anyway. The one who's doing better. And in foresight, if somebody's already doing better, he's going to grudge you his profit. Whether you like it or not, brother, sister, family, whoever it is, he says unwillingly he's going to grudge you. So I will value every company for what it is. So if you're taking the weakest link, I'll compensate for you. But it's better you segregate now, and each one, take take your own store to its natural conclusion. At that point of time, it was a terrible blow to me because the timing was bad. I'd just been married. I was 22, 23. You're insecure. We got the weakest store that was non-performing.
That's a big change in your life at that time.
Yeah, of course. So it's the
Yeah.
weakest store you get. You're insecure about how much money you're going to make. Am I even going to make enough money? But we were compensated, so no complaints there. I mean, we were given money to compensate for the future loss. But at the same point in time, it's easier to start a new business than to turn a business around that's been there, gone up, seen its heydays, and then kind of started to plateau and start to come down. But that was what you had to deal with. But then each one comes with destiny. Let me tell you at the outset, luck has played a very important part. I'm egoistic to the next level. A lot of people will tell you that. I'd love to take the credit. Right time, right place. A point of advice to all our listeners, all your listeners, is when it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You could be the best. So don't undermine yourself ever. Because you're giving it your best. Everybody has some talent. I see youngsters getting down. Don't. You are right. You're doing the right thing. Just stay persistent. Patience. It's going to happen. Good things are going to happen. So it's just that
But
thing. And I
luck,
think I played it out and it just worked.
but luck over talent and hard work, or luck equals
100%
talent
luck,
plus hard
luck,
work.
luck over talent, luck over hard work, luck over every goddamn thing. Your talent, everybody has. Hard work, well, most of us, I'd like to believe most of us work hard, right? So there's very little to choose from. Talent, everybody's talented. I mean, you talk to graduates today, Harvard, yeah, most everybody says I want to go to Harvard. Even then, the top 3, 4% from Harvard get employed. The rest of them are still struggling. So in any field that you are, unless you're the top, the 1% of the whole world that's extra talented, extra hardworking, extra lucky, all that just. But having said that, I just think it's my journey. And from what I've seen all around me, I've seen people work harder than me and not have half as what I have and started out ahead with bigger family businesses and stuff like that. How do you explain that? So, hard work does come in. You hone your talents. Yes, you have a talent, you hone it. You understand your special skills and you start to work towards honing those and making those better. That will take you ahead. But saying, I'm going to work hard and have this extra talent and without any luck, I'm going to do it, impossible. I'd like to hear most people admit it, but a lot of people don't. But that's my say. And I'm saying keep at it because, it's going to happen. Matter of time.
Sabrina, it's going to happen. The podcast is going to blow up.
Absolutely. I have no doubt in it. Guys, you're good at what you do. You have a talent. You're taking the time out, week after week, and you're taking time out of your lives. You know what you're doing. Then it's a matter of time. Let me tell you, when it rains, it pours. When the recognition happens, it's going to hit you so hard. You want to do it daily. And what happens? So 100%. 100%.
When you retire, we need a salesperson. So, give us a call.
So I went to Dubai to retire, but didn't happen.
Yeah. So tell us about your move to Dubai. I mean, did you go to Dubai because the money? I mean, there's plenty of money in India and Bombay. So is it a financial reason? Is it a tax, reason? Or what's the reason to grow and build your?
So I'll tell you, I've been in the jewelry retail business retail and wholesale, but for the last 40 years. And my USP is, like you said, has been sales and, high net worth individuals and stuff like that. After doing all of that, I have 2 daughters, lovely daughters who have taken after the business. I've got 2 amazing boys as partners. So all in the range of 30 to 42. Brilliant team. I've got another one, lots of them. My nephew's working with me. So it's a whole team effort. I helped set up everything. But I started to, like my father, devolve. I started to delegate. Please take the business ahead. Because alone, there's only so much you can do. And also, honestly, my patience was very thin. I was getting bored. How often can you repeat the same spiel? How often you talk to the, same clients? I just felt that I wanted the boys to grow. I wanted my girls to grow. I wanted them to establish themselves as salespeople. The only way they could do that if I started to wean my clients away from me. And I started to let them take over, let them understand, let them buy, let them learn by their own mistakes, like my father did to me. Don't say I told you so. Make your mistakes, learn from them. I'm never going to tell you I told you so. You ask your advice, I'll tell you, but you need to do your own thing. So after all of that, so everybody's on their feet now. The girls are both married. My partners are both married. They're now independently driving the business forward. Uh, we opened Bandra in 2009 with partners. And I told them at that stage, they were younger to me. I said, listen, right now you know me. You need me because I'm going to be the driving force behind Diamantina. That's the new Bandra store we opened in 2009. I said, you're going to need me. But there will be a time in the next 15, 20 years that I'm going to need you to feed me because I'm going to take a back seat. And then don't forget all those things I did for you because then don't grudge me my piece of the cake.
But Dubai was there.
No, no.
But
So,
Dubai
so
was
I,
there so that you could delegate responsibility, or Dubai was there for you to live better?
the girls got married. There was nothing holding me back now. I needed to get away from this atmosphere to understand myself for the next 1 year. What do I want to do? Do I really want to carry on the business? Do I want to do different things? Do I want to invest them? What do I want to do? And
Okay.
I had the opportunity, the freedom. So money can't buy you happiness, but money can buy you freedom. So I was
Okay.
free
So
to do
what
what
are
I
you
wanted
doing?
to. Yeah. So
What are
I
you
went to
doing?
Dubai.
What are you doing in Dubai?
So Dubai, I'm learning. I'm a sponge. In Bombay, it's a habit. You meet the same people. You tend to go out with the same people. You tend to meet the same people over weekends, especially at our age, right? How many new people will you meet? You don't reach out to people. Everyone's got a life of their own. So I thought that I'd absorbed all the knowledge that my friends had to give me. Every week you meet, you talk about different things in the world, but it's the same things, right? You talk about what you read. If all well read, then you're reading the same things because you have common interests. Dubai, I'm a sponge, bro. I'm meeting so many new people, technocrats, bureaucrats, people who are retired, people who are embarking on a new journey. I am just learning and learning and learning. I'm loving it. So I met people from waste management to doing and waste management. I like recycling, cassava from Bali, putting up industries at slightly younger ages of mine, setting up
Got it.
their children. So I've met a lot of techies from Bangalore who have moved there. And I thought just because my English is great, we are socially really there. And you meet this guy unassuming, sitting in the corner at a eight people party. And I picked up on him. I said, like, what the F are you doing here? You don't look like you belong. I'm like that, you can drink, but say that in a tone that's very endearing. I can get away with that.
Yeah.
I'm a salesperson.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
You can get away with that for
he
sure.
began to tell me where he's from and stuff like that. And people around me, and I was very familiar with him, people around me who knew him were trying to tell me, no, take it easy. He's a YPO. He's this. I said, chill, dude. I'm in a good space with him. And
YPO.
YPO. So anyway, he came to my house the next day. He called me and said, bro, what are you doing? Can I come and have a drink with you? And he's all same space. His wife is in Bangalore. He comes to Dubai, spends 2, 3 weeks on his own, then goes back. And I said, dude, these guys were, all looking at you like, saying you're worth 200-300 million. Out of interest, how much are you worth? His preferred language is Hindi. Bhai,
Yeah.
$1.2 billion.
Yeah.
46-year-old guy. And I said, boss, you don't look like you could make $1. What have you done? And he told me about his brief life history. He's taken a tech company public in the NYC in 2021 with a crazy valuation. So he's got his ESOPs.
Yeah.
Case in point, one guy. Another guy I meet at a bar, techie, looking for a job. Cried his heart out to me how his wife had just left him because he'd lost his job. So many learning curves, so many people you're meeting. I'm a sponge. Honestly, that's the one word that comes to mind.
They talk about now more like social fitness. And I like that you're still working on your social fitness.
It's very important. All of it, mental health concerns me the most. I meet so many of these people, and I'm saying
this is where it's all connected.
I think it's
fear, his
it
educational
sounds
fear.
it sounds more like a pickup game.
Dude, 12 to 18,
He's picking up talent. He's picking up investment opportunities. I think that's what he's doing.
So we
And
just
Amrit,
invested.
I want to be a sponge right now because not just as a Cindy girl who has grown up loving diamonds, but as someone who likes to learn, I want to learn a little bit more about diamonds.
Okay.
Take a few minutes on that. So we have CVD diamonds, correct? But now in the last 10 years, I've read that lab-grown diamonds have become more popular. How does that affect pricing, profit margin? And how does it affect your business?
So it doesn't really at all. My only selling point as far as this is going back in time. Technology advances, everything advances, right? About 20 years ago, it was the cubic zirconian, which was the best simulation of a diamond. started out at perhaps 2,000 rupees a carat. It's now like 20 rupees a carat. Ultimately, anything that's man-made and mass-produced can be enhanced. The production goes into overdrive, and you got like millions, gazillions. As long as there's a machine that can tell the difference. If you're saying it's a man-made diamond and everything happens in the lab, you're basically doing everything that happens below in a mine. You're recreating that same chemical composition in a laboratory. So it's a diamond. I'm saying, great. If it's a diamond and it's got the same chemical composition, then why does the machine tell the difference? So as long as there's a machine that can tell the difference, I'm not worried. Secondly, when these lab-grown diamonds came out, the cost was 70% of a diamond. Guess what it is now in a year?
What's that?
2%.
Okay.
68% depreciation from the peak. Actually, not 68%, we're talking 70 to 2. So it's like in thousands of percent. So if you're going to buy a fake, which it is, man-made or not, even handbags, all of them are, then just buy a cheaper one. Why would you spend so much money? If you spend 2 lakhs, going to depreciate to 20,000, spend 20,000, you're coming to 2,000. No consumer can tell the difference between a good simulation and a CVD. So then why would you spend that money? Either you buy the cheapest fake or buy real. Why buy a better fake? It's like buying an Hermes and saying I'll buy a really good fake or buy the worst fake on the market if that's what you want to project. So I don't have any fear. I will worry about it. See, right now we test everything. I have a machine in the store. So you can test it even in jewelry. So I put a necklace inside the machine. And even if there are 7 diamonds out of 2,000 that are not real, that are lab grown, it points it out.
Okay.
So, and the machine costs us 5 lakhs.
And with all these lab grown diamonds, does De Beers still control the market for diamonds? Is they still manipulating the market?
De Beers does not manipulate the market. De Beers just basically releases, they're smart business. They release rough as and when they see the market conditions to absorb and how much they can absorb. If they dump it, they know the market's going to go down. But then the reversal, the swing back will be so high that the people want to deal with it. Your general mind, even your stocks, look at the Dow Jones. If it goes up 5,000, 10,000 points and then bounces back 10,000 pounds, people can't deal with it, which is why they have circuit breakers in the stock market. Stock goes below a certain point, they cut it out for the day trading and then they go on to the next. So diamonds also, they're releasing as per absorption, what they see the market can take. So as to maintain a price.
Like OPEC.
Yeah, exactly. So more like a cartel.
Yeah.
More like a cartel.
Yeah.
But there's enough diamonds that are not recruited fairly, that are not mined, or taken off the charts, which are still finding their way to the market. Conflict diamonds.
Amrit,
so all of those are more of a worry than lab grown.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, Amrit, about the margins. I mean, you have so many friends, like I do in Bombay, who are all in the same line of work. All of them seem to be flying with their nice cars and their nice houses. I remember we used to go play volleyball with them on Sundays. Remember that?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Do you still do that?
Yeah, absolutely. The game's on every Sunday. I played, in fact, yesterday. When I come to town, I try and play for sure.
Oh, fantastic. Sabrina, all these people would meet up and they'd all play volleyball, but in a pool, right? In someone's house. And for some reason, they invited me, and left, right, everywhere was just jewelry business. And they're all best friends, because then they'd go out drinking and partying together. I thought, wow, there's such a healthy competition. They're all such good friends.
No drama between them.
You have to be content from where you're coming from. So like-minded people, everyone's content. I think if everybody's reached some kind of uniformity, then there's no conflict, no? Enough fish in the sea, is enough happening. So really not.
Yeah, but what's the margin? What's the margin in diamond business? Wholesale and retail.
The solitaire business is finished. It's like, it's what service you can do to the client. It's more hand-holding the client and, saying, buy other stuff from me, I'll make money. But the solitaire business is what? DEF, GHI, VBS1, VBS2, list price, how much is it's like buying a watch. You buy a Rolex, you call 5 guys, let your fingers do the talking, call 5 dealers, this is what I want, this is what I get, it's a 2% business. So, but the volumes are great. You have to do volumes. So ultimately, like any other business, it's volumes. In jewelry, you can get more creative. You cater more to your clientele. You know the client, what they want. And if they allow you to get creative enough. So you'll have a client who say, I want to spend $20,000 on a necklace set. I can't be that creative. But if the same client says, I'll spend $20,000 on a ring or a earring, I can do it really super creative. So that
Got it.
that creativity, my high net worth individuals afford me. It's like they're not comparing. Give me
Okay. And your
something wow,
design?
I'll pay you for it. So
Who's
design,
your head of
we have
design? How do you come
designers,
up with your
we have
ideas?
designers, we have designers. We understand concepts. So a lot of inspiration also comes from social media. We'll be honest, you're following, other posts and what people are wearing. You get a sense of what's going to hit the market next, and you pump up on it, and you double
Got it.
down. It's like you know what your business is. You have so many years experience. You have to believe in yourself. And today it's instant gratification, right? The stock has to be ready to buy. No one's going to say, okay, I like this design. Can you make it for me? They want to touch, feel, try, buy. End of story. Close it. Price is a bar, so you can only make that much extra for your creativity. It's not that your creativity gives you
Got
unlimited profits, unlimited margins more. So again, it's price sensitive, design sensitive, client sensitive. It's all very it's not
got it.
objective. It's all relative.
Which is the brand? Which is the brand? Like, I'm in phones, so for us, Apple is the brand. For you
Mhm.
guys, is it Tiffany, or what Bernard Arnault did with Tiffany? I think Jay-Z and her husband are the brand ambassadors. What's the
So
what's the ideal top-notch brand in your sector?
again, to me, brands are it's very relative. To me, my inspirations have definitely been guys like Graf or David Morris. Uh, Not so much Cartier. A bit of Tiffany, the lower end Tiffany. But Cartier has never been
Okay.
inspirational for jewelry. Though going back along, he did the Panther, which was, I think he's lost his way somewhere. I mean, for me to say that is, but somewhere down the line, the designers need to get more focused.
And
But right
and
now,
in India?
Sorry,
And in
David
India,
Morris and Graf are
who's the
kicking at it.
leading?
Harry
Yeah.
Winston,
Okay. And
all these guys have maintained. But Graf is
yeah.
top. He picks the best gemstones. Again, his clients, I think he can afford to do it because he has clients like that.
Okay.
So
I've never
it's
heard of
it's a
them.
paradox.
Graph.
Graf.
Graph.
Yeah, GRAFF. Top.
Okay. Don't know them.
Google him. He'll come up. Boss, he rules.
Okay.
Just look at his pieces after we finish this.
Yeah.
GRAFF graph.
Amrit,
Unbelievable.
I hear from different Indian people that diamonds are less expensive to buy in India. Do you think that's an accurate statement?
So small diamonds definitely bigger diamonds as we go along because labor for small diamonds is cheapest in India. So
Okay.
80% of volume and close to 76, 77% of value of small diamonds is out of India.
Okay.
It's all machine cut, right? So now you get the same cutting. It's just a
Right.
question of hourly wages. So in New York, anywhere else it's $8, $12 an hour. Here it's comparatively that in rupees.
Okay.
So also cost of setting up a factory in Surat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So surely it's only value. It's only value addition that we do. We import all the rough, cut, polish, and send it back. So it's value addition.
Got
So it's not a great export earner, but again, volume wise, it's a great amount.
it. Okay. And
Okay,
you recently invested in a mental health business, correct?
I did.
Why?
I did. We did.
Why
We did
mental
as in
health?
Diamantina did because, like I said, it's something that's very close to my heart. I see a lot of my friends, and I see a lot of them, their children having anxiety problems right from the age of 12 onwards. Then there's no end to the upside of it. But as young as 12 and 13, the innocence is lost. You're going to school, and girls especially can be cruel. So girls have the least resistance. So you always see them anxious about something or other. And they shouldn't have to take anxiety pills and worry about what's going to happen next and where they're going and what they're doing. Like I said, academics is not the only way to go. I find the parents put too much pressure, maybe sometimes social media, whatever the reason is, I'm not able to pinpoint. I'm saying get some help, get to somebody anonymous, talk to somebody who can actually, from a younger age, get into your head so you don't need to go down that road. You don't need to spiral down. So that's the reason we did it. So it's a very small app. It's called Happy, HAPPI, and it's on your phone. So 80%, 95% of what is on the app is free. So it starts off with telling you, what's your mood today? Why are you feeling that way? Okay, so these are the solutions to it. We have yoga exercises, you have mantras, you have music to listen to, you have meditation, you have self-help. Basically, if you need to reach out to a psychiatrist at a low point, suppose it's like, say, 3 in the morning, there's no one who's going to talk to you, and you're feeling at suicidal out of lack of a easier word that comes, or totally depressed or helpless, and you want to reach out to somebody, my app, sorry, our app can get you there in 3 minutes. So for 55 minutes, you can be anonymous. For a price of 550 rupees, you have somebody talking to you for an hour,
That's a good.
just
Yeah.
listening to you objectively, understanding what you feel, and reacting. So
I
I just
I
think, yeah, go ahead.
It's awesome.
I was gonna say, I love that you're doing this. I'm very passionate about mental health. And, as an Indian culture, I'm glad that we're finally talking about it, because when I
Mm.
was, little, um, I feel like the older generation was very taboo to talk about mental health, or it wasn't a thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
And
there's no such
sex
thing as depression.
and
Why can't
yeah,
you go to
yeah,
a
alcohol
therapist?
and everything.
All of it. You're right. And so
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm really glad you're talking about that and investing in this app. And I'll be downloading it after this call. I think it's
No, that's
great.
great
I want to
because
check it out.
I want it out there. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to help. And honestly, if you don't need that call, don't make that call. But just,
Right.
getting there, just listening to music, so many self-help tips. And you're on your
It's a
own. I think
resource. It's
it's
there.
1.4 billion people in India. At any given time, 100 people are going to be needing help every second.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
think there's way more space for more apps. I'm encouraging competition in this case. Huh? Please create more apps.
Okay,
The more help that gets to people,
Absolutely. I agree.
please do it.
invest more, Amrit. Invest in other apps as well.
You
Amrit,
know,
I want to talk about
if
the
I had,
investment.
yeah.
I want to understand. Like, let's do a pie chart. You've invested in this app. You invested in your business. What percentage do you have of your investment in cash versus equities versus bonds? How are you thinking about that as you decide to
So
move to
I'm
Dubai?
going
And
to I've got most of my money right now still in my business. The idea to move to
okay,
Dubai was to then decide how much to now start to basically dedicate to various things. So that's my reason I'm there, and I'm listening to every day. So I went to Dubai. I sent out the word that there's an idiot with some money who's come to Dubai looking for investment, looking to invest. So every day we have 4 5 pitches, like we do this, give us money. We do this, give us money. Which is why I said I'm a sponge. 90% of it is just garbage. People who are
yeah,
looking for vested interest to do their own thing. But the 10%, I'm seriously looking into things that need more investment. I need partners. I'm talking to them because, as you know, we know a lot of high net worth individuals as a result of being in the business that we are in. So yeah, I'm basically trying to give back. And if I make money along the way, that is, I promise you, not the criteria. If I make money along the way, I'll take it. But for the moment,
great.
I'm basically looking for things to do.
Okay,
And
you're in my list. Once
while we're
we
there,
once we go for sponsors,
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
once we're looking for
while
sponsors,
we're
will
there,
Diamantina.
I'm looking at this podcast
Okay.
for sponsors also now.
It's a growing business, Amrit. Don't rule it out. It's a growing business.
Not
Good
a, I
margins.
Amrit,
totally agree. Yeah.
we ask all our guests what their definition of success is. What is your definition of success?
Okay.
Himself. Boom.
So first of all, success is not linear. It's not forever. What do you call? I'll put a question at the outset, right? If I had $100 million today, and for whatever reason I lost it all in 5 years, do I become unsuccessful? No. So success is linear. It always moves year to year to year. For lack of a better analogy, let me think of battles. Every day there's a battle. Forget the war. It's a battle. You'll win some, you'll lose some, but you keep on. The days you win your battles, those are successful. Success is loose. It's a very loose term because do you have a successful marriage? So you can do marriage. Do you have a successful business? Is separate. Did you have a successful childhood? Do you have are you successful with having friends? A lot of it is. So my version of success is if I've translated 60 years of my life, how many years was I happily content? Happily content in the space I was, in what I had. And if I can honestly answer that the first 18, 19 years of my life, for 5 of them I was miserable. For 13, I was in a good space, but thought I lacked, right? 20 to 30, getting there. 30 to 60, constant happiness. Touch wood. I wear a black t-shirt because I want people to imbibe this and learn. It's not that, look at me with envy. No, I want all of you to get there. Be content in the space you are. What is contentment? I've got partners, their wives, who don't work with us, but their wives are in the background. My daughters, their husbands in the background. My nephews, my people who work with me, my wife, my sister, my niece, everybody is working with us, right? Harmony. Everybody takes holidays. Everybody posts when they want to take holidays. The fact is, to live in a harmonious atmosphere like that is successful. We have the money to travel, to do this. We have company policies, 0 to 4 hours. Even I will travel economy. 4 hours onwards, I will travel business. All you guys think about it. Really, do you want to? Are you going to work 5 hours? Are you going for a 3-day trip that you're going to be exhausted? Are you going for 8 days? So figure your shit out. You decide what you want to do and go by it. So success over a period of time, like I said, it's not linear. If you're happy and you're content in most of your life, you're successful. That is my clear-cut definition. It cannot be linear. So, well on that, and I think that's what we see, that's what my success has been. I've never had too much money, but I've always had money when I needed it. When I wanted to invest, when I wanted to do. So
And that's lucky, right?
Yeah,
Would
yeah,
you say?
of course. I've always had 3 steps forward, 1 step backward. It's not that you don't lose money in life, you lose money, you lose some connects, but you go at it. And if you're happy, you have friends like Amitu and me have connected from so long. He picks up the phone and you pick up where you left off. That's successful
Always.
relationships. So success is what you want it to be, really.
Yeah. I was thinking the sponge concept. When I asked Sabrina about the pod, I always say I want to do this to inspire people, entertain people. And Sabrina's answer was, when Shavi asked her, was she wants to be a sponge. Like, she wants to learn from our guests. So, and what you just said now is what Gautam Ahuja, a friend of mine, said in the second interview. So it all comes together.
It does, because everybody, I think, is all the quest for knowledge never stops. The quest for a better life also should not stop. But a quest for better life for everybody should also be there in your thoughts. So yeah, and I'm, like I said, the best part of my life is only just beginning.
Tell me about your learning. Do you learn more when you fail? Do you learn more by reading, by meeting people? Tell me about your mental model for learning.
So I think for the longest time, of course, learning was on the job learning. Learning from criticism that was well directed. Learning from people actually didn't happen in the last 5, 7, 8 years, because I realized I was just in a quagmire with the same people. Then you don't learn. Your travel also just holiday. Then when you're going on a holiday, you're out about pleasing yourself, doing what you want, not about improving your mental prowess or learning about things. So that's the different thing, is that in the last 1 year I've realized is that, yes, my quest to learn. So now I'm watching more YouTube. If I want to get into a business, I'm now spending 5 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours on YouTube, understanding what I'm doing. Otherwise, I just put money because, when everyone trusts you as a jeweler, I also spread that trust. So I trust people and give them the money and say, okay, this is what we're doing, Amrit. And of course, these are people I've known for a long time. Never took interest to learn the product that we were going to make. He was my partner. I was just giving him money and becoming a partner. It was like, he knows the business, he'll handle it. What do I need to know? But no, now I want to know. Not for any reason I want to question what you're doing. But I don't want to feel like a fool anymore. And I felt a fool quite a while. Like you're putting money and you don't know what you're even doing. But it was just me. I was like, I trust the people. But trusting people is not good enough for your own mental health. So, ergo, you're learning all the time. So now I think for the next 20 years, I'm learning. Hope my faculties stay in place so I can absorb all of that. Don't get old and you start to forget.
Got it. We're learning from this pod, Sabrina and
Absolutely.
You mentioned YPO. YPO earlier. Just remind me, YPO is some professional network of successful people?
Young Presidents Organization. So CEOs.
We don't know what that is.
Oh,
so it's worldwide CEOs. It has an Indian chapter, whatever. Then they have the worldwide chapter. So each country has a chapter, has an organization called Young Presidents Organization. You have to have arrived basically financially to apply. So they'll give you a threshold for turnover, like you have to do 300 crores of turnover and you have to have 50 crores in profits. And you have to be below 50 years of age. So you can then network, meet the same kind of people, and then they have these forums. So each one has like 10 people in their forum, and then they have these big meetings and stuff like that. And it's an American concept, but now it's worldwide. So when somebody taps on you and says YPO, YPO means he's achieved success financially, and he's on top of his game.
Got it.
And
I got that.
around him.
No, because there's somebody we're interviewing in a couple of weeks, and he mentioned YPO as well. So
Okay.
it's good to
So it's
know.
the Young
Thank
President's
you for that.
Organization. No, that's what it
Great.
is.
Great.
So he's probably
Sabrina?
financially very well off and doing very well.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean,
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah.
Sabrina,
Sure.
rapid fire or not yet?
Yeah, let's do rapid fire.
Oops.
So Amrit,
Should I
with
be nervous?
rapid fire, we
You should.
ask a few questions, and it's instant answer. that
I'm going to say
comes to your
pass, huh? Pass.
Yeah.
No, you can't
I'm not that
pass.
good instantly. Okay, go ahead.
And we'll all answer it. So I'm going to start. First question is, if you could live in the following 3 cities, which would it be? London, Dubai, or Mumbai?
Dubai.
I have never been to Dubai, not yet. So I'm going to say London. Love that city.
London.
Okay.
So I was actually offered both these opportunities, London or Dubai. I actually want to go to Dubai. I mean, to London first because I spent more time there. But figured Dubai was better and never regretted that for a second. Been to London, enough to wanted to have stayed there, but not anymore.
Okay.
Got it.
Good plug
Come
in
to
for
Dubai. Habibi, come to Dubai.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, Sabrina, I know it's a rapid fire, but I have a lot of family and friends who live in Dubai, single, married, with children, and I can't tell you how attached they are to that place. They love it. They swear by it. It's like, you know how the people who live in New York talk about New York? This is, Dubai is like New York squared. It's really,
Absolutely.
there's something about that place. Yeah.
At age 60 to make a move without having a single friend in place. I had friends in mind who I knew would step up. But having said that, at age 60 to leave everything behind and venture out, never regret it for a minute. So go figure.
What's the cost of living like there in Dubai?
What's
Pretty
sorry?
high? Cost of living in Dubai?
So cost
pretty
of living
high,
can be as high as, if you ask me, one simple answer I'll give you, only fine dining is expensive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, and rent.
Nothing else is expensive.
Real estate. Rent is
What,
fucking
are you
expensive.
kidding me? Was not
I'm not
at
comparing
all.
to Bombay. She lives in
Bro,
San Antonio.
no.
I live in Santiago,
So-
Chile.
Let me put it in proper terms. 3-bedroom apartment in Marina, downtown, JLT, good areas. Yeah?
Okay, how much?
$1.5 million tops, 2,500 square feet.
At the
Tops.
marina, too.
Yes, Marina is super cheap. Marina is like less than $1 million.
Did
For
he just say
large
$1.5 million and he said that's cheap?
$1 million, large 3-bedroom, gym, swimming pool, all facilities. What more do you want?
We're at different levels, Amrit. That's
Yeah, I
the
was going to
problem.
say,
Was
Amrit,
1
you need
million
to
is not
talk
that
to our
much.
past guest.
1 million, 1 million. London, what would you get for 1 million?
No, in London you get nothing for $1 million.
Yeah.
I get that.
I rest my case.
But in Texas, a $1 million
Oh, a
home
mansion. Yeah.
is a mansion, right?
But
Yeah.
In Santiago,
talking-
a $1 million home is a mansion. I'm talking about 4,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, big pool.
We're
So
talking about
it's all
metropolitan
relative.
cities, yeah? Important cities in the world now. London, New
Yes,
York,
yes.
Dubai,
Yes, you're
Mumbai.
right.
And
You're right.
fact, San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the U.S.
But the
And
US
growing.
has 1/3 the population of India and
Yeah.
three times the space.
Like,
Go figure. Yeah?
yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
Got it.
Okay, next question.
So next question. Let's talk about retirement or succession. I'm not enjoying the last season as much of Succession, but do you have a retirement age, or do you have okay, I've got X $100 million in the bank. That's my FU money. I'm out. What are your thought process on retiring?
So I'll tell you, I've already actually given away most of my wealth. I've actually planned the succession. My daughters have, except for my wife who's retained her assets, I have divested most of my assets. I am very happy where I am. I don't see a problem making enough money for myself year to year. My needs are not the greatest. I took a sabbatical this year just to feel how it would be to retire. It's been great. I think I could go on at this pace, but at some point I might get bored. So yes, I will work. So in all these investments, I'm looking to do something more in Dubai. There are plans in place. There are discussions in place. And sooner or later, something is going to happen. And we also, the boys now and the girls want to open a store in Dubai. So I guess they'll come forward and then expect me to handle it for them. It's their business now, but whatever.
Good. As long as they give you a share.
Yeah, of course. That goes without saying, right? I mean, They're
Sabrina,
putting a gun to my head.
Sabrina,
You know,
what's
I
your
haven't
retirement
thought
plan?
about it. I haven't thought about it. I'm in my 40s. I'm young, just
You got 40 years to go.
trying. Yeah, and I'm trying new things now. So haven't thought about retirement. You, Amitu?
No, I think just want to get the kids educated. I'm having a third baby, Amrit, within a month. So the idea of retirement is not even something I'm
It's
thinking
a
about right
long
now.
way
No,
to
no.
go.
And 3
Yeah.
boys, right? Or 2 boys?
Yeah.
2 boys.
Yeah.
But relocating now, you should think about relocating.
I'm thinking about that as well. First of all, if Messi can have 3 boys, I think I can handle 3 boys as well. His
Yeah, for
wealth
sure.
might be a little bit different, but yeah, I'm thinking of relocating as well. But it's not only my decision. I'm no longer a single bachelor guy. I can just pack up and leave. Let's see. Time will come.
But your boys, if they take
Okay.
after you football, Chile is the best place for football. If the
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
take after you.
Like I said, the levels. I might think I'm good, but then when you play with other people, you realize, you're very average. So
Always
Okay,
a
next
comparison.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yes, correct.
If you
Sabrina.
could have dinner, Amrit, if you could have dinner with any successful entrepreneur, dead or alive, who would it be?
That we know of. Huh? Don't mention some Indian guy that we don't know of, please. Some poet.
No, you know what? From what we read and what I know about certain people, I'd have to say it would be Narayan Murthy. It's not someone I know, but I don't
Got
think
it.
anyone, honestly, at the drop of a hat, I can't think of somebody we know that I would want to emulate or want to follow. But I think Narayan Murthy. I mean, if you
Okay.
he's the chairman. He was the promoter of Infosys, which is the top infotech
IT.
company,
Yeah,
IT
yeah.
company in India. The top. He started it when nobody else did. He and his wife. He's also, by the way, the father-in-law of the current Prime Minister of Great Britain,
Sunak. Yeah.
Rishi Sunak's
Yeah.
father-in-law.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So,
know his daughter's married to Rishi. Yeah, yeah.
So
Amitu,
read about
you?
him. Inspires me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I used to be in India for 9 years, so obviously I know who that guy is.
Yeah.
I think I would like to do dinner with Elon.
With Elon? Okay.
Yeah.
I
With
was
who?
gonna
Sorry,
say,
Elon. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Let me
Yeah.
explain why. Every business he does, he saves humanity. Think about it, right? Tesla, space, because of what's happening in this planet.
Mhm.
Then the boring tunnels. You know those tunnels? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
to save
yeah.
time. It's to save humanity. So that, because time is the most important asset and, you only have one life. And then
Okay.
Neuralink, those chips in your brains, is again to
Yep.
save people from paralysis and disabilities. Again, saving humanity. SpaceX, humanity. Tesla, green energy, humanity. He's got 10 kids. So everything
You
he
go
does
on.
is about saving
Go on.
humanity. So
Send this podcast to Elon Musk. Your next on his list to recruit.
yeah, he's not Indian. We wouldn't have him. Sabrina, we don't have him.
No.
And he's got a school. His school is called Adstrum, something to the stars. So his
Mhm.
school also is not a conventional classroom where you have a teacher and a boardroom. It's groups of 4 or 5 kids all sitting together, doing courseworks and tutorials and learning coding, maths, and academic skills together. It's all about group work. So he's got a whole curriculum, which I think in 10 years' time, all schools are going to be the same.
Should be.
So
Yeah.
Elon, Sabrina?
Okay. We write these questions, but I don't think about them until we're here. So I think off the top of my head, Jeff Bezos, he's revolutionized the way we do business,
Shop.
the way we shop.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I do is grab my phone and let me look
Everybody,
on Amazon. Yeah. So I think that would be a good one.
Okay.
Got it. I think let's go for the last one because my baby is knocking on the door
Okay. Yeah.
and he's losing it. Amrit, if I gave you a hoarding bulletin board in New York Times Square, and you had a paint to write something or draw something, and that would be your legacy, what would it be? And only you have to answer this because Sabrina and I still haven't figured out a good answer for this one.
Neither am I.
What's your
In the
answer?
spot.
No, come on,
What would
Amrit.
it
This
be?
is a key one. Yeah, what's your legacy?
Stay focused.
Stay focused.
Just that.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
like
the
that.
best I
Stay
can come up with
focused.
at this one
Great
moment. But
advice.
that's the time that's what comes to mind right away.
No,
Rapid
I
fire,
think we've
right?
run out of time anyway. Stay
Yeah.
focused. I like that. It's a good one.
Yes.
The only thing left, Amrit, is to thank you
Not at all.
for for your time, for your knowledge, for your friendship, and whether I visit Dubai or Bombay, I will be sure to be in touch with you. Thanks a lot
No,
for your
please.
time.
I look forward to seeing you guys, Serena, as well. When you're in my neck of
Yes.
the woods, please give me a shout. Lovely to have
It's
met you. And thank you so much for having
lovely
me.
to meet you as well. And I think you live your harmonious life that you talk about. And I hope you continue to do so. And thank you for being here with us today. It's been a great chat. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. I hope you enjoyed our conversation with Amrit and learned a lot. And have a harmonious day. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, share, and introduce us to our next guest. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you so much, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.